Hi everybody. Just wanted to share with you a little bit about the actual resin process. I have just received, yay, my new shipment. Ooh, there we go. My new shipment in the mail of my beautiful resin, and I thought it'd be really useful for you to see, interesting for you to see how it actually comes together. So what I'm doing today is I am doing a resin pour. What I have, I'll do one of these ones here. So in here are all the little chips of Remu that I use for my bead making processes and all sorts of other bits and pieces, and I keep them. So I use, this is to make my toki, those triangular tokis. So what we're going to do today, I've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've got 8 of these that I'm going to pour today. So what we do is, the resin itself, you know about the bio-resin, it's a two-part process. So this is the main part. It's a 2-to-1. So this is the hardener and this is the base. So it's 2 parts of this, 1 part of this. I use a product called Entropy Resins. That's the brand name, and it's called Super Sap. And I use the CCR epoxy. It's a bio-resin, and it's awesome stuff. It's almost 40% plant-based material. Now, what we're going to do is I use my these little dudes. These are my measuring cups, so everything is for my base, 2 of these to 1 of these. Simple as that. Now I use my mixing cup. The secret with resin is really to have it at a warm temperature. It's quite nice today. We're sitting at about 25, 26 degrees Celsius, so it's a really nice day. It's not too cold. When it's cold, you've got to heat this stuff up. You've got to, I have a basin full of boiling water that I pop the whole lot in to make it really liquid. Otherwise it's just too hard to pour. So what we do is, we take, it's even a bit difficult today. Whoop. The beautiful thing about this particular resin is it's not a super precise, you want to get it as well as you can, but some resins that you use, you have to get it to milligrams. You've got to get it absolutely bang on, or the resin won't set, it won't get solid, and if it doesn't get solid you end up with tacky resin and you've just got to throw it out. It's useless. So I'm doing 2 of these today, and then I'm going to show you about my beautiful inks. So I've just made some more ink. There we go. So 2 of those. Now, one of the other things about this stuff is there are no fumes. It doesn't give off any fumes. Some resins that you use are disgusting. They're horrible, they're toxic, they're just awful stuff, but I've found this stuff to be quite amenable, quite easy to use, very, very user-friendly. Got to keep things clean as well. So that's the base. And then, so that's 2 of the base to 1 of the hardener. And again, you be as precise as you can. That's why I use these little containers and keep them separate, so I can reuse them. Obviously, we want to keep things as eco-friendly as we possibly can. Right, now once that's poured in, the reaction starts to take place immediately. And again, keep your spatulas separate. What you're going to do is you're going to stir. Now, if you have a wee look at this, as it sits, the hardener sits on top and the base is at the bottom. You've got to stir it really, really well. You stir and stir and stir and stir. Now, usually, you'd stir for about 2 minutes. I'm not going to do that today. Actually, yes I am, because I want to show you how this pours. So when we get to this bit of the video, I'll just speed it up. So we do that, we do that. And what you're trying to do, you'll see as you mix it, you get lots of bubbles in the mixture. Get lots of bubbles in the mixture. And, just a second. Sorry about that. Family bought me raspberries. Yum. As you can see, lots of bubbles in the mixture. a lot of resin artists will do what they can to get the bubbles out. I actually prefer to leave the bubbles in. They will come out as you leave it to set and as it warms up. A lot of resin artists will use pressure to get the bubbles out and keep it as clear as possible, but personally I don't mind the bubbles. The bubbles for me are part of the uniqueness and the beauty of it. So we've got a pretty good mix there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you, I've just mixed up this. Check that out. So this is my latest version of alcohol ink. I make my own inks, and I make them with, oops, crikey, this stuff here, isopropyl alcohol. I buy a bottle of that from an electronics supplier for about 11 bucks, and I use, oops, these felt tip pens. And what you do is you take the nib out, you take the ink reservoir out from the inside of it, pop it in here, and if you have a wee look, I just did these ones before, that's the ink reservoir. So these ones are still processing, but we've got a beautiful, beautiful blue. Now, blue has proven to be quite a difficult colour for me to use in my resin, so this will be really quite interesting. So what I'm going to do, beautiful thing about using the alcohol inks is that when you put the alcohol ink into the resin, it the alcohol, so the liquid evaporates and you're just left with a pure pigment. What that means is that if you were to add water-based material to the resin, it's going to change the consistency of the resin and make it really, really tacky, and it won't set. So this is, I have found this to be a really, really good way of getting around that issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to, usually I have these in like a bottle, but I haven't got one today, so let's see how we go. Wow, wow. Wow, wow. So you can see there, ink sitting on top. We're going to stir that in. And as we stir it in, this is the only time that you actually get a smell, a scent. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm quite excited. Oh, I'm really excited about this colour. I wish you could see. Check it out. That's the colour of my resin. So that's quite exciting. And the beautiful thing about this is you can get really intense colours without spending lots of money for a start, but also in New Zealand we have trouble getting alcohol inks in New Zealand, simply because we can't order them from Amazon because they cannot be shipped from the States to here. So we always encounter some issues. So invention is the mother of necessity. No, it's the other way around. Necessity is the mother of invention. I came up with my own version. Cool. Right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take our alcohol ink and we're going to pour that into here. So when you've mixed your resin like this, you get about 90 minutes before it sets too much for you to pour. So you've got quite a lot of time to actually do your resin, work out your molds, how you're going to do it. I do tend to get things set up beforehand, so I've actually done these. I've got 8 of these with the wood already set up in them. The thing to know about the wood is it floats, so you don't put too much resin in here, but literally what you do is we pour. Oh, I love this colour. I hope it stays this colour. Sometimes they don't stay this colour, but oh my goodness if it stays this colour. We pour our resin in, get it a good coat, like so, and that, there, about that thickness. I'm going to take some photographs now and show you how it all comes up, but this is a beautiful, beautiful colour. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make up that batch. We'll do 2 of these circles, so I'll do a couple more, I'll add some more ink to this and see if I can get a slightly different colour. And then I'll go through and I'll make more resin and do a complete pour. So watch this space. We'll see what these ones come out like. It's quite exciting. But that's basically how you do the resin pour. When I talk about doing a pour, that's what I mean. So it's really sitting down and working with the resin and mixing it all up and getting it all ready to go. So yeah, I hope you found this really interesting. I'm going back to have some more raspberries now, so fresh from the garden. It's a beautiful day. Christmas is nearly here. Yay. So Merry Christmas everybody, and I will speak to you soon. Okay, bye.